What are the pros and the cons of living in Sweden? In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about what makes Sweden so attractive for foreigners, but also what could be challenging for new people or Swedes alike. I've been living here for 1 year and 3 months already, so I have a little bit of experience. I thought it could be quite interesting to know what are the pros and cons, at least from my perspective, so people can think about if they want to move here to Sweden and make up their own opinion. And then we can also see, whoever watches this video, what your opinion is. So don't forget to share with me your opinion in the comments down below. Hey, and welcome to my channel. I'm Yuli and I'm originally from Germany. I moved here with my British partner and we have 2 daughters, an almost 4-year-old and a 6-month-old. I talk about Sweden and yeah, I love it so far. But I want to talk a little bit more about the pros and cons, and therefore I'm making this video today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Let's start with the bright side. Why is it amazing to move to Sweden? My first pro would be it is great for kids. My thought process is a little bit, it's no longer just about us parents. It is now about the kids as well. So when I think about the future, I think about my kids' future. And I was thinking, where could they grow up? Where is it amazing for them? Where could we be happy as a family? So if you have kids or if you're planning to have kids soon, then I think Sweden could be the right destination for you. I think most kindergartens here are really well planned. They have great curriculums. They focus on the individual as well as the community. They teach them creativity, responsibility, kindness, and even democracy. And on another note, it is quite affordable for parents. I really like that Sweden wants us to work, both parents, and therefore you have to make it quite affordable. I mean, if I just compare it to the UK, it was absolutely nuts, where you almost spend half or sometimes your whole salary on childcare. And here you really get the possibility to work and send your kids to childcare. Yes, there are a few rules about it, and I talked about this in another video. And if you have any questions, obviously feel free to ask me in the comments down below. I also find it quite safe for children. I mean, I see children running around all the time and they're quite young as 7 or 8. They're on their bikes, they're with friends. If you compare it, for example, with the US, that's almost impossible, or you get reported for letting your kids out free because it's just a little bit too dangerous. And I think Sweden is really great for it. So kids can also learn to be independent quite early on. And another really big pro and related to kids is the parental leave here in Sweden. It's really well organized. You get 480 days for one child, and this can be divided between the parents. But the really good part is also that mostly it's the dad or one parent has to at least take 90 days. Otherwise, it just goes to waste. That means that really both parents should have an opportunity to look after the child and bond with the child. That's, I think, the whole idea. And it's made possible because of the generous parental leave. Yes, it has a cap, so you don't get loads and loads amount of money, but it is enough to survive here in Sweden and to make it comfortable and, to really want to take some leave and look after your child. I will mention this in a second, but another thing I thought is really great for kids is the nature for them. I saw, especially during summer, that there are groups of kids just hanging out by lakes, by the sea. There are some amazing views over Stockholm as well. And you can just hang out there and play in nature. And that's really everywhere. I think that's why I'm highlighting it. Of course, you have it in other countries as well, but especially in and around Stockholm, because that's what I know at the moment. And I'm sure in other cities in Sweden and in Sweden in general, there are so many amazing places, and it's just beautiful to spend time there as a child or as a teenager even. So yeah, let's talk about nature. Of course, I have to say that because Sweden is well known for its beautiful nature. Yes, there's winter, but even in winter, you do a lot of outdoor things like outdoor sports, ice skating, snowboarding, skiing, barbecues in the winter, which I mentioned in one of my videos. And I'm sure there's plenty more stuff to do in winter, which I'm not aware of yet. But yeah, I think Sweden is so beautiful. You do want to live in this country and you want to explore the nature in Sweden. Again, I haven't even explored a fraction of it, but I'm so excited to do that over the next years. I'm not even a big outdoor fan, but I feel like it's really hard not to love nature when you live here. You want to make the most out of it. And if you're already a nature lover, an outdoor lover, then I have the feeling Sweden could be the country for you. So let's talk a little bit about work-life balance here in Sweden, the holidays and the summer all in one package. I think that's a massive pro for Sweden. Of course, people working hard here, but they also really value their private time, their family time. So they're trying to do everything within those working hours, which I think everyone should do. We're working already, around 40-hour weeks, and that's a lot of time spent away from home. So you want to make sure that you finish on time and you can spend time with your loved ones. So I think that could be a really big pro if you want to work in one of the Swedish companies. I mean, I'm talking more of experience from my partner rather than myself because I haven't worked in a Swedish company here. But yeah, they also try to provide you with, company activities, parties or fikas. They don't want you to burn out. They want you to enjoy work and they don't want you to quit. So they do provide things to make it easier. Of course, I'm not speaking for every Swedish company here, so that's more like a personal experience, but the work-life balance is definitely a thing here in Sweden. And then there are the holidays. As far as I know, you get around 25 to 30 days of holidays, which is quite a lot compared to other countries. I remember when I researched Canada, because that was actually an option to move to Canada, I discovered with a shock that they only have 10 days of holidays, which really was a big con for Canada. And another thing which happens here in Sweden is that you should take at least 3-4 weeks in the summer to relax, to wind down, to kind of get away from work and really relax and come back refreshed. And that's kind of like a thing here. You kind of have to take it. My partner did it for the first time, and it was great to have him home for such a long time. We could do a lot of family activities, but also take care of the house because we just moved in summer into the new house and we had a lot of things to do, a lot of things to buy. And yeah, I mentioned the summer. I think the summer here in Sweden is really gorgeous. And you just want to be here in Sweden when it's summer, and that's mainly June, July, August. And you want to explore and go and spend time at the many beaches and lakes and in nature, which I mentioned before. So yeah, that is another really big pro, the work-life balance here in Sweden. If you want to move to Sweden, that might be something beneficial to you. And I also wanted to mention sustainability. Actually, my partner, when I asked him what are the pros of living here in Sweden, that's the first thing he mentioned. And it's about the sustainable mindset Sweden has. It's about the recycling. They've really nailed it here. So if you do care about the environment and about recycling, Sweden is definitely a good country. You may know or may not know that in Sweden, about 99% of all household waste is recycled as energy and materials, putting Sweden at the top in this area. I mean, that is pretty cool. Of course, bear in mind, it depends where you're coming from. My partner is from the UK and definitely they're not that advanced. If you come from Germany, it might be similar. But then again, Sweden is on top of things. So that is definitely a good reason maybe to move to Sweden if you care about the environment. And last but not least, I wanted to talk about the language. As a foreigner, it can be quite intimidating moving to another country So obviously Sweden speaks Swedish, but the big pro here is that almost everyone speaks English and really, really well. Maybe some people haven't spoken much English, but their English is still pretty good. And that's something really nice when you come here as a foreigner. And when I think about my kids as well, I actually want to send them to a Swedish school, but because they teach English quite early on and really well, as I can tell from the people here, it's good if they have a really good level of English, and I don't have to send them to an international school to make sure that their English is really good. I myself have to take care of the German part, so I definitely will have to teach them German, but I'm confident English will be part of their school life. You can compare it to other countries like Germany, but I would say in Germany, not everyone can speak English very well. I mean, my parents can not speak any English, but that's also because they grew up in East Germany. If you know the history, yeah, there's still differences. I think Sweden is really, really good. So here you go. These are my pros and cons of living in Sweden. I hope you enjoyed them. If you have anything to add, if you have any questions, of course, please leave me a comment down in the section below. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope I will see you in my next video. Until then, have a great day and stay safe. Hej då!